All right, shalom, shalom, boys here. Early in the morning, getting after it, taking care of business. But, something just came to my mind. I've been having some very, very heartfelt conversations as of late. And, it mostly deals with the nature of people who get it from the people who don't get it. Now, for those of us who've been walking in truth, much less living the truth, I've been living this thing for a minute now, so I understand and I know exactly what I'm talking about, as well as being taught through the spiritual lens of how people deal. What the scripture says in terms of people who get it, because we got a lot of hearers, but we got very few doers of the word. There's a fundamental difference, and that's why the Messiah came. He came to shed light on all this confusion, and boy, did he shed light on this darkness, the darkness of the heart of man, because the heart is desperately wicked and evil above all things. Who could know it? And so, ultimately, when you get people who get it and then people who don't get it, it all comes down to a matter of the heart. Some people, like many of you have experienced, have heard the truth. Let's get out of here. Let's do homesteading. Let's buy some land. Let's draw resources together. This is the story that I hear time and time and time and time again. The same story. Because the remnant are waking up. And so you have a situation where, you're trying to tell people what we need to do and the move that we need to make, and they're not making the moves. They're not making the move. You've been telling them for years. And as we see inflation, as we see the economy, as we see these bullshit, low-wage, slave-wage jobs that people have, because to face it, many people don't have a career. They just got a job. And that job is not going to sustain them for what's coming. A lot of people, their job is just enough to pay the bills. A lot of people, they're one alternator away from the streets. They're one tire blowout from the streets. So we see what's going on. A lot of people see what's going on. And there's going to be people, right, that say, you know what, I'm going to make the moves. There's going to be people that look and say, I'm not going to, let's deal with those people first, which many of us deal with. There's going to be those people who are going to say, you know what, nah, or they're going to procrastinate, or they're going to bitch and moan, and they're going to do all these things. But at the end of the day, they're not going to move. They're not going to do anything. Oh, they're going to run their mouths, but they're not going to do anything. And then you got the people that are going to make moves. The problem with these people is that a lot of people will make moves. He says those who put their hand to the plow, then turn back, is not fit for the kingdom we got. You're going to have people like you have in the past, people that come out, say that they want to do something, and then the murmuring, griping, and complaining starts. When things don't go their way, they kick the traces. You're going to have those people as well. Then you're going to have the remnant, those who made the choice and decision to come out, live a set-apart life, go through the trials and tribulations, and get the victory. Those who endureth to the end. And a lot of people, they don't have that endurance spirit because they have their own agenda in their own mind. And they think that they know how things should work when they haven't lived anything and they haven't sacrificed anything. And I say over and over again, my wife and I, when we came out, my wife had a house, I had a house. We both had mortgages. We both had our cars. The cars were paid for. We both had a career. There's a difference between a career and a job. We had these things, right? And we walked away from all of that. We walked away. We forsook all of that. Look at today. Look at these people who claim that they're Israel, but they've forsaken nothing. They're still living in their high palaces. They ain't forsake shit. But they're going to claim to you that they're going to forsake something. See, such men can't teach me a damn thing. They can't. They just simply can't. But going back to what I was saying, you have people that really walked away from homes, like the scripture says, walked away from family, like the scripture says, walked away from careers and jobs and friends, and like the scripture says. But you fast forward to today, right? People got nothing. They're destitute. They're one paycheck away from the streets, and they can't walk away from that. What's going on there? What's going on there? Think about it. What the hell is going on there? Where people think that the nothing that they got is something, and they can't even walk away from that. And they cherish this nothing as if it is something. You can't make this shit up. But see, this is the spirit. This is the thought process. This is the perspective of people today, right? They ain't got nothing, but they're claiming that they're sacrificing something. They ain't walking away from nothing. Nothing real, nothing tangible, nothing they was building. These are the people. It's amazing, right? So you got to understand the nature of people. You really do have to understand how people think and what the scripture says regarding these things. People that endure to the end. People that forsake all, not some, all. It seems like we live in a generation of society today where people expect more out of others than they're capable of producing themselves. People will hold you to such a high standard, but when it comes to holding them to that same high standard, they can't do it. It's amazing. This schizophrenic, selfish spirit, entitled spirit, where somebody expect all from you, but they don't want to give you all of them. Amazing, isn't it? But this is what's going on today. This is what paganism has done. This is what the Greco, satanic, Greek, Babylonian, Mede and Persian, Egyptian thought process has done to our minds. There's only going to be a few people that truly get it. And their thought process is clear. You ever sat down with one person, right? You sit down with two people and you're interviewing two people, and one person is excited about the job. One person, they're asking you, how can I implement the job? What kind of value can I bring to the organization? These are the plans that I have to implement. Because see, I was an expert at interviewing. My attitude was that, if you're going to interview me, you're going to hire me for the job. When I was out in corporate America, what kind of value can I bring to the organization? See, this is one person interviewing for the job. Then the other person, what can I get? It's about them. It's about what they can get. It's about what they can extract. They're not thinking about the team at all. You can tell by the questions that they have, right? Because the questions, it shows intent. Questions show curiosity. What am I going to get? It's all about me, 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 me. They ain't thinking about, they're coming in to extract. They're not coming in to uplift. They're coming in to take. They're not coming in to to innovate, to contribute. That's not their mind. Why? But based on the questions that they ask. Don't let people use this mental jargon and this trickery that people use today to deceive your mind into thinking that it is something else other than what you're actually seeing, hearing, and experiencing. There's a fiery process that we all must go through. I've gone through it. Many have gone through it. That has actually made the transition to walk in faith and move in fear. Because at the end of the day, we need one another. And people, it's just so amazing to hear stories. Because I say again, over and over again, it's one thing to read stats about what's going on in the world, about the poverty rates, the homeless rates, the medical debt, the car loan issue, people defaulting on their car loans, credit cards. We just now got sent 2 more credit cards. It's amazing. They keep on sending us credit cards. We're going to keep on getting them too, even though we don't need credit, you see, because we ain't got a mortgage. We ain't got a car note. You get it? You get it? Nah, a lot of people don't get it. I can really give a shit about the credit report. I've been saying it for years. But when you're just fiscally responsible, your credit goes up because they see that you pay your shit on time. You pay your phone bill on time or your cell phone bill on time. They see these things. So that's why your credit goes up. I digress. But those who get it is going to have a spirit that moves on them that genders towards oneness, genders towards community, genders towards family, genders towards building, genders towards sacrifice. Get it? That's what the gendering is. That's what the flow is going to be towards. In closing, I was listening to a broadcast last night by a woman of Crimson Cure, and they were talking about why women settle. And she did an excellent host and broadcast on the matter. And at the end, she talked about what marriage is about. Marriage is about duty, covenant, responsibility, peace. And what people fail to realize is that, try being married to somebody for 10 years. You're going to have good years and you're going to have bad years. This is just the nature of marriage. Could you imagine going through marriage and having a bad year? A lot of people, they kick the traces because, see, their happiness and their comfort is their highest priority in their life. Their highest priority is not honor, duty, covenant, commitment, family. That's not their highest priority. And people will tell you flat out. When people say something, believe what they say and act accordingly. But this is what this thing is about. People who get it and people don't get it. Who don't get it. Which one are you?